let me introduce Shilpa, who is the featured presentation speaker today. So from Shilpa Ready Flower Design. So she's this chapter's florist. And this month she celebrates her 5th year in business. She is born and bred in London, and she previously has been an intensive care doctor. And she quit NHS as soon as she realized that people in the business community are much cooler. And one thing you don't know about Shilpa is that at age of 14, she was part of a team that won the UK National Mathematics Olympiad. And Shilpa's key to success is take small steps every day in the direction in your goals. And her burning desire is to open up a flower school for her class. So over to Shilpa. She has a very special presentation for us.
Hi everyone. So at this time of year, I'd normally be talking to you about wedding season, but because of the pandemic, we decided to pivot the business slightly and focus more on our botanical workshops that we run. So we run lots of different flower-related workshops. They're run online on Zoom, so this same system that we're using here. And to make it super easy for people, we post you the entire kit home. So that includes plants and soil and everything. So today is going to be a bit of a practical session because I understand when I talk about this every week, it might be tricky for some of you to visualize how that might work. So I have 20 guinea pigs who have kindly agreed to help me with some terrarium making, and we're going to make a terrarium together online. I should have mentioned this before, but it is a competition as well. So the best terrarium, as judged by me, I won't be biased, will win the door prize at the end, so no pressure. I did also say that you can use an assistant to help you, so if you've got kids or spouse, then you've got a couple of minutes to go bring them in and get some assistance while I show everybody else what our full 1 hour classes. I'll give you a breakdown about our 1 hour classes, and then we'll get making with the terrariums. So normally we run terrarium making classes, flower garland making classes, kokedama classes, all sorts of things. The current terrarium styles we're using are this one here, this is our new one. And completed terrarium, so I should probably tell you what one is first, is something like this. So it's a bottle garden, really popular at the moment because we're spending a lot of time at home, helps increase the oxygen in your environment, as well as making it look pretty. And it's also a nice ongoing project that you can make and continue to watch grow. So a full class with us takes about an hour. You get lots of exciting bits of equipment in your kit, as well as the terrarium and all the soil and plants. So terrarium makers, if you're ready, I need you to open your kits now, and we're going to start making. So if you get your terrarium, so these are just mini kits that I've designed just for this 8-minute presentation. Your terrarium should all have this gravel layer at the bottom. So the gravel is important for in case you overwater your terrarium. So it's not just there for aesthetic reasons. So if you overwater your terrarium, the water will sink through the soil, collect at the bottom of the gravel layer, and it will stop you from getting root rot and your plants dying. So the commonest cause of death in a terrarium is overwatering. So this is, I did warn you, this is going to be quick. So the next thing I need you to get out is your activated charcoal. That will be in a white envelope. So, and I want you just to sprinkle that over your terrarium, over your gravel, sorry. So the key with terrarium making is you don't want to mix your layers, otherwise it doesn't work. So your gravel is all pre-measured. So a terrarium of this size, you want about half a teaspoon of activated charcoal, sorry. Just sprinkle it over the top and don't mix your layers. Step number 3 is going to be adding your compost. So you guys all have that in a polythene bag, or so it's a bag of black stuff, as Miguel called it earlier. This is the slightly messy part. So if you do have a piece of card or some paper on the table, you can fold it to make a cone, pop that in your terrarium, and then you can add in your soil, your compost, sorry. So you're aiming for about an inch layer evenly distributed. I'm just going to use my hands because it's easy, but if you've got big hands, I would suggest you use a spoon or borrow a child perhaps. You want to have at least an inch all the way around. And once you've popped your soil in, Don't worry, you have plenty of time while I'm showing everyone else pictures of wedding flowers to continue making this at the end. So when you popped your soil in, I want you to think about where you're going to put your plant. So are you going to put it in the center or put it to the side? And then I want you to use your fingers or a spoon or a pencil just to make a hole that will be large enough to fit your plant in. You can use your fingers if you can fit your fingers in.
Sorry, Shilpa, we shouldn't put all the soil in. Should we put all the soil?
Yeah, good point, darling. You probably have too much, so just an inch.
Okay, all right.
And keep the rest back for a bit of landscaping later. So use your fingers, make a hole. Don't go into your gravel layer. So try, if you see gravel, then stop digging. Once you've done that, I need you to get your plants ready. So don't worry if you're not on this stage yet, because I know you guys have all been very good and pre-watered your plants, but just for everybody else who's not making, I'm just going to show you a good way to do that. So if you're repotting anything in the house, often the center of the root ball can get quite dry. So the way you do that is dip that into your glass jar full of water and wait till you can't see water bubbles coming up anymore. Then you can take that out. The other thing you want to do is you want to make sure that your root ball, this bit, isn't longer or taller than the length of your soil. So you've got 1 inch of soil. If you've got a longer root ball, you want to turn your plant on its side and using a pair of scissors, you want to just cut clean across just so you've got an inch of root ball. And it won't damage the roots, you can just cut them, it'll stimulate them to grow, so that's fine. So once you've got your plant, and I know you guys are pre-watered, so you don't need to do that, you can just pop it into where you've decided to put it in your terrarium, like that. And you just want to push a bit of soil up using a spoon or your fingers around the base of the plant just to stabilize it. And then you're just going to tamp down the soil around the plant.
Take it off the pot.
Take it out of the pot and put it in the hole pat. And then push some soil around the base and then tamp down the soil. Take your time, you don't need to go as fast as me. Once you're ready with that, you're going to do the decoration. So you've got 2 different items for decoration. You should have pebbles. They've got 2 functions, so decorative, but also to support your plant while it's rooting in. So I just want you to pop those in. I'm not going to do the whole thing, I'll leave you guys to do that. So put the pebbles in where you'd like them. The moss is real moss, it's preserved and dried, and it's designed for terrarium, so you don't need to water it and it doesn't need planting. So you just grab little bits of moss, and again, you can just dot them around and they give your terrarium a kind of hilly, meadowy kind of look. So you take the rest of the presentation to decorate, and if you've got any mini figurines, you can pop those in, and I'll see you at the end for judging. In the meantime, I'm going to show everybody else some of our floral installations, tell you how you can refer us with trust, and also tell you what sort of referrals we're looking for. I say I'm going to do that, but it says on my screen that only the host can share in this meeting, so I can't do that bit. So I just have to tell you verbally, but can't show you pictures. So the ways that you can refer us with trust are, firstly, a lot of our floral installations that we've done for shop fronts are still up in town. So if you have clients that are interested, they can go and see these installations in person and touch the flowers. So we use high quality silk for our shop front installations and real flowers for our weddings and events. So there is some of our work up to view to the public. We also hand illustrate our designs. We don't send generic Pinterest pictures to our clients, just so they can really get a feel for how the flowers are going to look in the space for their particular wedding or event. We've also had numerous features in the popular press. So I did have a screenshot of something from the Evening Standard for this particular class. And also we had a mention last week in Sunday Times Style for our floral designs. And most importantly, I care immensely about the quality of the product that we provide. You know, this business carries my name and therefore it is my baby, so I care so much about it. In terms of the types of referrals we're looking for, I'm going to take a leaf out of Barry's book and split them into bread and butter, cream and dream. So bread and butter for us would be somebody wanting to do one of these classes, perhaps with a friend, or you gifting it to somebody. These classes are particularly good for people who have no experience of planting, or they love plants but they're worried they once killed an orchid and they don't want to go back to that chapter of their life. So they're perfect for us. A cream referral would be a larger class. So we've recently been booked to do team building activities for a couple of law firms. So 20 people in each class. So the corporate events person at this law firm would be great. Or we also work with ad agencies and marketing agencies. A dream referral would be a boutique hotel in London or wedding planners working UK-wide. So Bojo has just announced that we can have weddings with 30 people, so we're getting back into wedding mode, so that would be a perfect referral for us. Going back to terrarium makers, I have to tell you, unfortunately, your time is up. So if you can show me what you've made, and don't worry if you haven't finished, because it's obviously a rush and you would normally have an hour. I'm going to make you're all winners in my eyes, but I'm just going to make a quick judgment. Oh, lovely, really good, amazing. Hang on. I think, actually, I mean, I love them all, but I'm going to say this week's winner of the door prize is Paul Hawkins, just because I like the way he's prominently displayed that tiger. It's given it a bit of character.
Paul didn't go past me. Where's Paul's one? No? Can you look at mine again, please?
Right, okay, you lot, come on. No, final decision is Shilpa's.
There'll be another chance, Pat. Yeah, so the door prize this week will be a gift voucher for one of my classes. You can gift that to someone or use it yourself, and it's valid for any one of my classes. So thanks, guys. Thank you so much for taking part.
Fantastic. Thank you, Shilpa. That was really fun. Something interactive. Right. Okay. So now we all know an awful lot more about how Shilpa really does that. Let's see what we can do to fill her terrarium workshops and help get a referral for her for next week.
Thanks, Shilpa, for that class. That was fantastic. Thoroughly enjoyed it, and I'll definitely be signing up again.
Thanks, Shilpa. I really enjoyed doing the workshop, and here's my terrarium. I think I'm going to have to sign up and do one of your longer workshops because I really enjoyed it and I'd love to try it again. Thank you.